have something to show you, and it's something that I have been working on for a while, just when I had some time in between jobs. And the reason is because the style you know me for, the very realistic one, sometimes it's just got too easy for me to do. It's good to be able to draw and paint in a realistic way, and there has been a reason why I have gone that way, but I have been feeling that I need to change that a little bit. So that's why I have been working on making my style a little bit more loose, maybe combine my materials in new ways. That's at least what I'm thinking about. I haven't tried everything yet. So what I have been doing is to, when I have some time, is to work in my sketchbooks in a more loose style. I know last year I participated in the Inktober challenge, and I said, oh, this one is much more loose, and I really like what I did with this one. And somebody pointed out, Marianne, that is not loose. And no, it wasn't. But in my mind, I managed to not work so much in some of the parts of this was a flower. So in my mind, I thought I have stopped myself from overworking all the places, all the parts of the motif. And that for me is like feeling not working so detailed or so, how to say, the opposite of loose. So let me show you what I have been working on. So I have my sketchbooks here. Well, this one is not a sketchbook per se, but I have tried to use it as a sketchbook. So let's start from the beginning. The first things, actually in one video I showed you the acrylics that I have been using, and can actually see them over here. Here they are. This is the brand Golden Fluid, and I don't know if they are the best solution for me, but that is what I bought. Maybe I will try new things. So this is the first attempt to make something. Not the first serious one. I did some small things just to play around too. So I chose some landscapes to paint with acrylics, and I like how this turned out, but it was really, the most difficult thing was the sky, and it's not perfect, but it's okay just to be one of my first ones. Here it is. Hope you can see it well. Then to go to the living room. There's Oscar. Nice sun outside. I don't know how well you will be able to see this one, because the lighting is this is the best as it can get. We have all the reflections. This is the second one that I did. I have already painted this in wash in one of my sketchbooks. I can show you later, but I thought I will try to do it again. And the road there, I put it in the middle. In the other one, I wanted to make it more interesting, so I thought I will choose this point. It's something about composition. I don't know. I will put the name, but you divide your composition in like threes, and like this and like this, and this goes exactly when two of those lines meet. So I like it, and I did it with a big brush, and I did the drawing underneath with pink on purpose. You might see that it's showing up some places. I really enjoyed doing this one, and I did this wall in our house with my illustrations. This is from my daughter. And I had this frame, and I didn't have anything to put it that went in the landscape format, so I took my sketch from the sketchbook and put it in there. And here, yeah, this is something that I do sometimes. I put the frames in place and not having anything to put inside. So this chamomile flower, poor chamomile flower, is laying down. So at some point I will have to find something that can go there. Now at least the frame is not empty. Nobody has asked me why it's laying down. Maybe they think that is the way it goes. And I haven't even signed it. Okay. Oh, another thing. Yesterday I just put this frame up. The frame is an old frame from a thrift store. And I had this little leaf to sale on my website, very cheap, but nobody wanted to buy it, so I have put it in this frame. I think it looks quite nice. There. Also with some other thing that I did, the cushion with the anemones. I haven't done this. This is a friend that has painted this. Now, next one is not finished yet. Another landscape with mountains in the background. I'm using photos from photographers that allowed, regarding copyright, you can use these images. So I don't need to change anything in the image. I can just concentrate in trying to learn how to paint it. So it's almost finished, but it's not finished. Okay, and that is the last one in this huge kind of sketchbook. Next one, I think it is this one. Yeah, I was at this store that sells very cheap things. It calls Tia Boutique. If you're from Denmark, you know what I'm thinking about. Or it's a place that sells all different kind of things. And I have been looking for a big sketchbook, but I haven't found here in Denmark. Got tired of this model here. This is a Moleskine A4, and it opens like this. And I'm getting tired of that format. All the sketchbooks that I have bought are in this format, almost all of them, at least the ones that can take different media and wet media especially. I'm not loving it for watercolor, but it's the only thing that I have right now. So I thought this one, I think compared to the expensive one at least, it costed, I think, 70 kronas. That is around 10 euros. So you get the idea. So I said to myself, well, let's just try it. So I make a little test. The paper is very cheap. But at least when you are playing with this, you don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't ruin this. You can just put some color, put some things, and if it doesn't go well, it's okay. So some weekends ago, 2-3 weekends ago, we was out. This is the sunlight. We was out in a little road trip, here around, and with my daughter, and she took a friend with her, so I took my sketchbook, my new sketchbook, to try with watercolors, and I thought this would go wrong. It wouldn't take it, but it did, actually. And it was some of the first very nice sunny and warmer days. You can see the trees didn't have too many leaves yet. So this is the only, and it's from the 18th of April, and that is the only one, but I will for sure continue using this one. And you can see this is a plain air painting. This is another way that I have been trying to capture something and work more loose. So I like this. Yeah. Then at home, and this is my old sketchbook. So this is, you remember the one from the dining room? Here I have centered the little road, and I think the other one looks much more interesting. This one I did with wash. So yeah. Then the latest thing that I have been working on this one is this. I just wanted to get back to watercolors. It's just letting the water do what it wants to do, and you don't have so much control. And so I try to shake things up, if you can say, and see what I could do with watercolors. Just letting them be watercolors, and with a big brush, and not thinking so much about things. First one, I don't have a date for this. Then I did this one. So here in this one I started with the background. I laid a background almost everywhere, except the places where I know that some flowers, very light flowers, would go. And here I did the opposite. I painted the flowers first, and then I went in with the background after that to see how that could look. And so yeah, nothing perfect, but for sure I have fun doing this, not having to think so much about things, just having a little bit of fun. Then I did this one. I liked the one with where I painted the background first, so here I did that again and painted this time with very strong colors. And I was very, very tempted to maybe doing some details with my color pencils, and maybe that could have looked very good, but I didn't. But it's an idea that I think I will try next time for a new piece I'm thinking about to make. So some lilies. Yeah, I don't know about this piece. How you see it, but it looks a little bit unfinished for me, but it maybe is that just my head, perfectionist head. Next one here, I have painted, what did I do here? I painted the background first again. And what do I do? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I painted the first I did a light drawing with pencils, with a pencil, I think. Then I took my ink pen and made some lines, the lines on the different elements, and then I painted with watercolors. I can't remember if that is the right order. I should be maybe writing these things down. But anyways, this is the result. I'm not loving this. Maybe it's because I am not so good with the ink pen yet. I don't know. That doesn't look
as I wanted to. I think there's one more. So when I went back to just working with the watercolors again only, and I was also tempted to use something else like the color pencils to define some places in the image, but I didn't. So it's nothing special about this, just trying things. When I see it from close up, doesn't look super good. But I like the looseness and how expressive it is when you see it from a little bit far away. So that's what I like from this piece. So I think I have to continue working with these ones, and I can do it in 1 or 2 hours. Yeah, should take me less, but that is something to work on.
With all the experience that I gathered from all these small experiments, I thought that I was ready to go a little bit bigger and try to use all what I learned. So I went with a big flower bouquet motif. Trying to keep my style loose and not going into too many details, letting the watercolor do its thing. I went a little bit more realistic and precise than the examples that I showed you earlier, but still try to keep it loose and more expressive and far less detailed compared to the work that I normally do. As you can see, I used a quite big brush, at least for me, to do most of the painting, and is first at the end for the smallest detail that I found a little bit smaller brush size. And I did this over 3 days. You can see that from the different sets of clothes that I have on. I took 1 or 2 hours during that week. I tried to keep the expression of the flowers and the leaves a little bit more bold, combining very light colors with very dark colors and some pastels with some very bright colors. And I did enjoy that process, and I will for sure continue working on this style, or this version of my style, you can say. And now I will leave you to just watch the time lapse until the end, and I will get back in the end with the final result. yeah, let me know what you think. Or just maybe you'll think, oh no, she's just changing the style that we really was enjoying. Don't leave me. Let me know what you think of this. Turn off the light. I look crazy with so much light coming from that lamp. So that is what I'm working on. So in short, the last couple of years has been very bad for my business. I have been getting work, but not enough from the commercial part from other businesses. It is a combination. Most of the reason is because of the situation that we have had last couple of years, and me not being able to go out and talk to people and let them see who I am and what I do. I'm sure I will continue doing realistic work. Maybe I should been working more with my personal stuff also, but it's a question of time always. So now I will want to focus on my web shop and doing my own thing, and I'm sure this will it will have some influence in my commercial work as well, and I'm hoping that something good will come out of that. Maybe I will end up with a little bit even more my own style. I think that is all for this time. I hope you're doing well, and I hope my last video is helpful in some way. If you are wishing to start your own business in this business, you should go and watch that, and maybe you can get some inspiration out of it on how you can do. We are all different, so it's not a black and white thing, but maybe you can get some ideas. So I hope you have a great week, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.